Hey, what's up, it's your boy Rawk, and welcome to Rawk Recompletes, a series in which I take a look back at old games that I've previously beaten to see if my opinion on them still holds true. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at Super Mario 3D World, which released on the Nintendo Wii U in 2013, and is the biggest deviation in the series so far. So without any further ado, let's get right into things.
Super Mario 3D World! Meow.
Super Mario 3D World, the oddball of the console Mario games. I got this for Christmas in either 2013 or 2014, and it was the first game in the series I played all the way through. Shut the fuck up. This was the first game in the series that I played all the way through when I first played it, and I loved it. I kicked Bowser right in the pussy costume, and played through some of the special levels, but not all of them. I'd been excited about this game right from the first trailer. You know the one. Yeah, I was the only person on the planet actually excited by that. I really enjoyed the game, and it fully lived up to my expectations and hype. For a good few months, it was my #1 game to just kill time in. I'd always find myself jumping in to collect a green star or a stamp or beat a level as a different character, and end up playing for hours. This was before I discovered the time sink of Animal Crossing. In short, I love 3D World. I didn't quite hold it as high as Galaxy 2, but it certainly wasn't far off. So, let's see if that's changed. Okay, look, we all know about the story situation in this game, but before we throw a fit about it, let me give a brief plot synopsis and then we can discuss it, alright? Our story begins outside of Peach's castle, where Mario, Luigi, Peach and Toad are taking a walk and watching fireworks. Along the way, the gang stumble across a wonky pipe, to which Mario and Luigi think, let's beat the shit out of it. It only took them 30 fucking years, but the Mario Bros actually did some real, genuine, honest-to-Goomba plumbing. And then Mario retired. They fixed the crooked crack pipe, and out bursts an all-you-can-eat buffet of items, followed by a fairy in distress. She speaks to us in PNG. Fuck. I knew I'd made this joke already. And tells us that Bowser did a thing that was bad. Who'da thunk it? It appears that he's kidnapped some fairies, and god fucking damn it, Peach decides she's done with Bowser's shit, and enters the pipe, forcing the others to follow suit. The gang are sent soaring through a world of abstract colours and shapes, and Mario gets some sweet peachy upskirt.
Congratulations, that was the first use of that joke ever!
Nice. We're spat out in the first world, and it's our job to free the Sprixies and take down Bowser. The only other plot progression is that Bowser has a badass car now. Now that we have the synopsis out of the way, fuck this story. It's absolutely true that Mario by no means needs deep and complex stories, but my god, this game's story is malnourished. This is a bigger issue of the game that we'll touch more on later, but the main problem with this story is a painful oversimplification. Whilst not being the most important aspect of a Mario game, a decent story allows for greater immersion into a game's world, and by extension, a greater attachment to the game and the things that you achieve within it. If I'm being 100% honest here, I felt nothing when I beat Bowser in this game, and after every other final Bowser fight in the series so far was followed by a hearty yes! Fucking yes! Oh my god! Yes! This was extremely disappointing. That's really my main takeaway with the story here. While it isn't enough to bring down the game massively on its own, it just fails to meet the expectations set by the rest of the series. And for the first time in this retrospective, I've got to be honest. This aspect of the game is very underwhelming, and it just left me wanting more. It's no secret at this point that Super Mario 3D World was built off the engine of Super Mario 3D Land, and was also designed with Wii remotes in mind for multiplayer. So is it any surprise that the controls fucking reek? Okay, that's a bit on the over-exaggeratively harsh side of things, but this game does have a very unique feel. For better or for worse. Rather than the full 360 degrees of movement that we're used to from this series, 3D World allows for a whopping 8 directions of movement. This sounds like a bad thing, and to most it might be, but if I'm being completely honest, I like the way it feels. Hear me out. If the game was structured more like 64, Sunshine or Odyssey, then yeah, I'd vomit at this control scheme. But the levels are linear platforming stages, so the limited movement actually ends up helping in most cases. Outside of that, the game has a run button, and Mario, or whoever the fuck, has 2 levels of speed when pressed, build up and... The build-up phase lasts longer than I'd like it to, which forces you to run around in circles to obtain full speed as fast as possible. In terms of a moveset, this game offers a standard jump, side jump, charge backflip, roll, wall jump, and a fucking worthless long jump. Mario isn't the only playable character in this game though, as the iconic roster from Super Mario Bros. 2 make their playable 3D debut. You always have to complicate things, don't you? Mario is a basic bitch with absolutely no standout features. Luigi plays basically the same as Mario, with the addition of higher, more floaty jump, which was no doubt inspired by his role in New Super Luigi U earlier that year. Peach is the slowest of the bunch, but has the ability to float in mid-air, making platforming much easier. And finally, yes, finally, Toad is the fastest of the bunch by a large margin, but in return is absolutely dog shit at jumping. All of the characters are fun to play as, but as someone who's played a Mario game or two in his life, I have no real reason to play as Mario or Peach. Peach is slow, so I'd much rather use Toad, and Mario is Luigi but with a worse jump. Why the hell would I use these two? This game also has the largest number of power-ups in the series so far, so let's quickly run through them all. The cat suit, which allows you to climb walls and claw your foes, both on the ground and in the air. There's also a variant that lets you turn into New Super Mario Bros. 2. The double cherry, which allows you to create up to 5 clones of your character. The tanuki suit, which allows you to... The fire flower, which allows you to commit arson on the go. The boomerang flower, which allows you to throw this third-party N64 controller at any and everything in your way. The propeller box, which allows you to... The cannon box, which is an automated fire flower that you can charge. And finally, the mega mushroom, which is a return to the glory days of... Fuck whoever made this level. This game also introduces 2 new characters into the series, the first of which being Plessy, who was used in a few water levels, and is fun in single player but can go fuck himself in multiplayer, and the second of which being Captain Toad, who is a toad that can't jump and must navigate a small diorama-like level in search of green stars for one stage in pretty much every world. This is actually really fun, as the Captain Toad levels are more puzzle-based, and are a nice change from the rest of the game. They were so good in fact that Nintendo released a whole game of them. 3 fucking times. All in all, this game is incredibly fun to play, particularly in multiplayer, which was the intent from the very beginning. Sure, it could be argued that the focus on multiplayer detracts from the single player, but the solo experience is still a very, very enjoyable one. On a technical level, Super Mario 3D World is the most impressive looking game in the series so far. The Wii U was Nintendo's first HD system, and as such, 3D World was their first HD Mario game. In a raw graphical sense, obviously 3D World far outclasses its predecessors, but on an artistic level, this game can't quite live up to the likes of Galaxy for me. This all stems from 2 main things. Exhibit A. The game goes for a more plasticky look compared to the others. This looks good in very specific circumstances, and looks pretty grotesque in others. It's quite a jarring art style in all honesty. Like, look at the rainy levels, where the characters look like literal toys. And Exhibit B. Grass, sand, ice, snow, jungle, water, lava. This game is generic as f***, yo. This game only tackles things that thematically have been done to death by this point. The graphics are underwhelming because we aren't looking at lived-in tropical vistas like Sunshine or sprawling creative planets like Galaxy. We're instead looking at 3D versions of New Super Mario Bros. Levels. The game looks nice, don't get me wrong. I like the way it looks, but in an artistic sense, this game is a long shot from the previous heights of the series. Musically, on the other hand, good God. Super Mario 3D World is the first game in the series to use a big band style of music, and it's incredible. The soundtrack has many remixes of old songs in this style, and those are a treat. But the new songs in this game, good fucking lord. The soundtrack is amazing! So many of the tracks passed the do I add it to my playlist test with flying colours. This game has so many good tunes. A few personal highlights include World Bowser, Sunshine Seaside, Snowball Park, Shifty Woo Mansion, Histocrat, Piranha Creeper Creek, and so many more. The presentation of this game is a mixed bag. It has some incredibly high highs, and some relatively meh-worthy lows. But overall, I'd say that the presentation is one of the strongest aspects of the game. This game has a much more linear format than the rest, and as such, the completion is slightly different than what you might expect. The game sees you going through linear platforming levels in order to reach the goal, and within each level is 3 green stars and a stamp. There are 7 base worlds in the game, worlds 1 to 6 and World Bowser. After doing things that Miyamoto wouldn't approve of to Bowser, we gain access to a secret world, World Star. After beating the second level of World Star, we unlock Rosalina! Rosalina has the same terrible speed as Peach, but instead of being able to float, she has the spin jump from Super Mario Galaxy, that works pretty much exactly as it did in that game, allowing for a mid-air boost and a form of attack. Rosalina is actually really fun, but... After beating World Star, we unlock another secret world, and another, and another. We're left with a grand total of 4 special worlds, leaving the overall total at 11. That's a lot of worlds. The final world, World Crown, is this game's hardest final challenge, and it comes in the form of 3 separate levels. There's a Captain Toad level, which is by far the most difficult one in the game so far, but not anything that'll leave you with torn hair. And then it's followed up by a mystery house with This is an incredibly long challenge, and it's admittedly quite fun, though I absolutely won't deny that it's frustrating having to redo it every single time I die. God damn it! And finally, Champions Road. Whoo! Fuck! So you take the Grandmaster Galaxy and you put it on roids. It could be argued that this level is easier than Grandmaster because 3D World allows you to use power-ups which allow for one more hit point and abilities, and that's all well and good until you realise the level provides you with none, and there are no checkpoint flags, and the level is 3 times fucking longer. If I had to describe this level in one word, it would be ah. It's the same story as Grandmaster Galaxy. Not many of the individual segments are super difficult, but stringing them all together without dying had me proofreading my will. And as well as having more sections than Grandmaster, this level has more that are actually extremely difficult. It's a small percentage, but does it hurt me. This level took me hours to beat. I honestly hated it, and it's not even the fucking end! No, that wasn't bad enough. Of course it wasn't. In order to get 100% completion, you have to collect all of the green stars and all of the stamps. Easy enough, right? Anything else? You have to hit the top of the flagpole in every level. Okay, anything else? Yes, there's something else! You have to beat every single level with every single fucking character! This means in a single player run, you have to play the entire game 5 fucking times! No, I'm not doing it. I am not doing all of this shit again. I am not playing that fucking level with characters that I don't even like. I won't fucking do it! But other than that, completing the game's fine. I didn't do it, but I'm sure if you had a competent group of friends, then 100% in this game would be more than doable, and hell, maybe even fun. But seeing as I'm unfamiliar with the concepts of competency and friendship, I'm just gonna say it. F*** 100% completing this game. Super Mario 3D World is an incredibly fun game. It has some conflicting elements, sure, but based on its own merits, it's an excellent platformer. Compared to the rest of the series, this game is sort of underwhelming, but I'd still give it a recommendation if you're one of the 4 people in the world that has a Wii U. I definitely don't hold it in high as a regard as I once did, but it's far from a bad game. After beating this game, I can confidently say that if I see another cat, I will fucking lose it. Well, you're